Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's Sharmaine with Guide Plans. Wanted to do a quick setup for this week using my personal everyday carry. This is the Filofax Croc in the blue. And I knew I was going to have a busy week, and I just wanted to do a quick flip through while I just set up the week using the inserts from my Moxie Dreams, Noelia, because she gave those out as freebies. So just really appreciate that, number one, but they're so useful, number two. So let's just do a really quick flip through. This was, I downloaded this picture, goodness, many years ago from Pinterest, and I just blew it up a little bit, printed it, and laminated it. My vision board for 2025, personal pictures, friends and family, index. There's a picture of myself that's really old when I had hair. I can skip past this section because it has some personal stuff. I do have I have personalized cards. I believe I had shared these before. I had these made way before COVID. And the company that I went to a storefront and they created them for me. And the company is no longer in business, but I also just opened up one of the cards and just kind of cut it down and laminated it, and just have some words of affirmations on here for myself. Things that I want to remember. So this is just like a go-to if I need a little pick-me-up in terms of self-motivation. So I'm always writing things. This is a picture that it's on Noelia's My Moxie Dream on her website. It's a picture that she fell in love with, and once I saw it, I absolutely fell in love with it. So it's in different places in my planner, but I just laminated it, so it's just in the front section of my calendar. And this is just regular, what's that called? The word will come to me. And all I did was just laminate it, and I put a clear sticker on it for the section. I have a running calendar for each month that I just jot things down that I need in front of me that I need to then transfer to my main planner, which is the Wonderland 222. When I did work full-time, this is the Filofax foldout, and I use this for travel and vacations, for both personal and business, and any other little miscellaneous things that I wanted to just have in front of me. So nothing spectacular. I have a future planning, and this is from the Franklin Covey. I believe when I purchased these, it was one of the packages about 2 or 3 years ago. This was one of the inserts, so 2026. And I just use it for pre-planning, but I use something else as well too. I was using this for subscription, and actually I need to take this out because I am not using that anymore. I'm using something else. My auto repair, I have an older car, so I just like to keep track of all my oil changes and things like that. This is a task card that I created myself, and it just has this broken down daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly. So I do remember most things, but this is just a guide for me to just refer to when I'm doing my planning to make sure that I've captured everything. And I also have something, I just printed it on just regular vellum. So, and I have a white sheet of paper in between it because it was seeing through. So this just makes it less transparent, but it has like my morning schedule, and this is a guide, and then my daily routine is over here. I also have it written here, and actually I need to take this one out. It was so pretty though. This is Rifle Paper Co.'s notepad. I do have a few of them. I think they're so pretty. I do collect I collect cards, and I have a little bit of a selection of notepads, specifically from Rifle Paper Co. because I just think they're so pretty. But I don't need this one anymore because then I'm repeating things that I have. I purchased, this is from Filofax. It was really cheap. The whole package for the year was like, I think $2 or $3. And I just wanted to see what it was. I was traveling in the beginning of the year, and I was using specifically these dates for when I traveled, so I kept it. I didn't purchase it for a lot of money. I don't particularly like wasting or spending cash and not using things, but I'm not in the field that I was, where I was very active, or I should say, because I'm more active now, I was more active outside of the home, being out and about. So I really utilize these types of calendars before in terms of being able to track spending or any miscellaneous things. But my lifestyle has definitely changed since May, so things are a little different. So my routine is a little different. This is just clear vellum that I cut down to size, and I added a sticker, and that's it. It wasn't anything special, but I just thought it was so pretty. So sometimes I use, so it's two that I overlay, and I can't decide which one I want to use, so that's why they're both here. I need to decide. So this one is made, nothing special, nothing fancy. It's just the printed, the clear paper that I ran through, the laminating sheets. That's what it is, laminating sheets. All I did was run it through the laminator and made it stick, and then I just cut it down to size. And then the picture was from one of the books that I have, one of the Happy Planner books. So this was nothing really special. I just thought that it was simple and pretty. This other divider that I made myself, this is very old. I would say it's about 1206. I didn't put the year though, but that's the date and the month. And these are just, when I have little stickers here, it's for just in case I need to use them and I don't have it with me, because they can be taken off. It's from one of the Happy Planner books. But this was a picture that I also got off of Pinterest many moons ago, and I just thought it was very sexy. I would never wear heels as high ever. I think the highest I would wear, it would probably used to be 4 inches, and I don't even wear that high anymore. And on the other side of it is a true $2 bill. Probably should not have laminated it, but this is for my personal use. So I'm not doing anything with it, and I just added a today words, and I laminated all of this together. So this is very interchangeable. This is one of my favorite dividers that I created, again, many years ago. So this here is where I use Noelia's sheet, and this is for last week, so I can take this out because that's the 14th to the 20th. And we can just do a quick run through of the back. This is my phrase for the year: no fear, transformation, and acceleration. We'll come back to this in a second. And I have some things in here that I cannot share, so that's why the ollie clip, just a regular ollie clip. A gold one. It was a 3-pack, I believe. I purchased from Container Store a long time ago in Orlando. This is, it's a sticker. I think I got this from, I can't remember what store I purchased this from, but it's literally, this sticks on, and the same as before, the protector paper, I just ran it through, and then I just stuck this on it and cut it down to size. I really need to run all of these back through the laminator, because as you can see, it's lifting. So I just need to run it through so that they can stick again. So all of my dividers, most of them I do make. I have quite a few that I purchased because I used to use the personal planner a lot more frequently, but because I have the Wonderland 222 as my catch-all for the last 2 years, and prior to that I used Hobonichi Cousin for 2 years prior to that. So for the last 4 years I've been doing a one book to just capture everything for the year. But prior to that I used mainly personal in combination with, I used Levenger, the junior size. I love those, especially when I was in management. I really, really loved the Levenger. And because I can create my own templates and such. So I did do a lot of those types of things. So I have a lot of dividers that I have created, a lot of personalized templates that I also create. But my life is so streamlined and efficient now that I only change the cover on this personal. Everything else stays the same. So when I change the covers monthly, not weekly, when I open this, I take half out and I plop it back in, and I take the other half and I plop it in. The other thing that may change sometimes is this front dashboard, but that might be the only thing that I change. Everything else remains the same. So I do have cash. I keep cash for, actually, I keep cash for, this is for my allowance. I updated this and put my budget in here as well, but this was something I downloaded. I can't remember her site. It'll come to me. I believe it's something Hess. And I just thought they were gorgeous, and I just printed it on a yellow cardstock and just cut it down. And then I just put, you know, I used the white label tape. But I've had this for many, many years because, and this is the Filofax envelope. I used the Kate Spade zip around for many, many years, and this fit perfectly in there. I used to have a lot more cash envelopes, but I only carry now for my allowance and grocery. And for grocery items, I try to keep track of what I have in my immediate use, and that includes freezer and refrigerator. So this way I can take a glance at it and see, okay, I know exactly what I have. So I'm not, number one, over purchasing things, and I can stay on budget, and I'm not buying things unnecessarily, because I can look here and see, do I have enough things to make enough meals for the week? Have I used everything? So all I do is I just keep track of this weekly, and that's why this is here. I still have Oatly, so this is all I do. So this way, when I come here, I can look and I can see, okay, how many of these do I still have left? The rest of these chicken sausages are in the freezer. This is the ones that I get from Costco. The English cucumbers, I still have 2 left. The pesto, I still have an entire one. So this is really just a glance for me to look and see, what do I have left? I had a watermelon, I cut it in half, so now I am on the last quarter of it. So this is really, I can look at this and at any given time say, okay, you can make things with what you have. So the cashews are for snack, the mangoes if I want to make a smoothie. I have enough things here. The strawberry puree, I bought some strawberries and they started to ripe really fast, so I just boiled them down and put some maple syrup on it in there when I boiled it down. So I have some puree now that I can add either to my smoothie or over my yogurt, because I do like putting fruit and like figs. So I love figs. I love figs, and I love rhubarb. So I use sometimes those jellies that we can buy at Home Goods and TJ Maxx and such, and I put it over my yogurt and I add a little bit of granola. So this is just literally me looking to see, okay, I'm not big on breakfast, but by the time I have brunch, if I feel for eggs, I usually am not very big on eating eggs, but I enjoy eating eggs with pesto. So if that's a way for me to get a little bit more protein, more than I would normally eat, then that's why I have that here. And so this is just my little grocery list, and this is the last day that I updated it and all the items. And I was watching something on YouTube, and it was just giving suggestions for cities and foods that you can try in those places. I wrote it down because I don't know when I'm going to be in Atlanta again. I have family who live there, so I can try any of those things, New York and Los Angeles. And then we get to where this may be a little bit obsessive for some, but it's perfect for me. And it's truly, as you can see, it says inventory. That's what it is. It is, it sounds a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but this is what works for me. So everyone does things in their home that's beneficial for them to help them function. And this is just for me. So I keep track of everything that I have in the home, whether it's from personal supplies to items in the freezer. And this is something I created myself, to dried goods, and which are beans and whatever, flour, canned goods if I have any. I have more dry goods than I do cans. The cans are really for true emergencies, and that's why you see there's only like 5 cans or something, because these dry goods are in half-gallon glass jars. So I have enough supply of things, so I will not starve. It's only when I look at this list that it seems a little crazy, right? I did not check off how much peppermint and spice chai tea I have. These are my favorite. And I do need to do that so that I know exactly how much. I normally have tea at night. So this has two rows of each, and I do need to fill that in. So I know exactly what I have, what I'm low on. And this was an updated sheet. And then I have items in the freezer. I juice the ginger and I juice the lemon, and then I freeze them in ice cubes, so I know exactly how much I have. I also have salmon and chicken cutlets, and this is exactly how much I have in the freezer. So once I take out any of them, all I do is I put an X next to it, so I know I just took these out and seasoned them. The green seasoning is seasoning I make myself, so I truly just keep track of all the food, because I'm not going to remember. And sometimes when you open the freezer, you're not sure what you're looking at. So yeah. And then we have condiments, including my overflow. So these are all of the condiments that I have. So the bone broth, it's in the packet. So these are how many packets I have left. This is how many cornstarch, and so on and so forth. Apple cider vinegar. I know exactly what quantity I have of everything, including my ghee. So when I'm down, I know I still have a bottle and a half, right? Sweet Thai chili, I'm down to my last bottle. So this is just for me. And then on the overflow, it gives me the true overflow. So this one says combo in the jar, excuse me. And I use a mason jar. Actually, most of these things are in mason jars, because I can then seal them, which means taking out all of the air so that they last longer. So I prefer to use mason jars. But in this combo jar, I have ginger, complete seasoning, pimento seasoning, onion, garlic, and organic, no salt. And this is a mixture that I use for everything, right? So when I need to season something, I use a little bit. If I want extra of something specific, I just come to the overflow, but this is not kept in the same place, right? And then soaps. I prefer Dr. Bronner's, so I have what's my supply of that. So this is true, and then home supplies, everything in terms of garbage bags and things that I use. I mean, it's very intensive, but I can at any given time, before I go to the store, before I go to purchase anything, I can see exactly what I have. So do I need more mothballs? No. Do I need anything for my Nespresso? No, because I'm using my drip coffee machine right now. Do I need more vinegar? Because I keep vinegar on hand for multiple reasons. I keep vinegar on hand to use in the kitchen and to do my laundry. So this is something that I always want to make sure I have in stock. And I just took one down last night, so I need to check that off. The zero water filter, this is what I use. Yes, I have the water filter on the refrigerator, you know, that's attached, and I change those filters as needed. But I also have zero water because, for me, I prefer to use that. And then my barkeep is fresh. So I just literally, this inventory is just truly me keeping an inventory of everything. Now, when I watch different shows and things like that, I prefer to go the all-natural way of cleaning and using things. So I'm always looking out for ways that I see on YouTube that I can do things. So, you know, for cleaning copper, for making butter. I haven't done this one yet, but cleaning copper, I've used this, just a lemon and salt. I've done that. So just looking for clean ways and clean products to clean with, to use in my home. And all I do, I created this little sheet that I can open out and I can write something if it comes up. And as you see, all I do is I write it down. And mattress cleaner, same thing, teeth whitening, baking soda. So that's it for my inventory section. This section here is just where I'll start writing a note if there's something I need to do. So this is just blank paper. Back here, and then we're into my self-care, this section. I think this is Callista Creates. I'll have to check. I purchased this a long time ago. It came from London, and I love peacocks, so I added, this was a sticker I had from one of the books, so I just added it here. So this stays here. I never changed this, and I just added, this is Tombow River paper, because it's very thin, and I just wanted something to accent, and you can see everything there. And then this is just a little reminder if I want to treat myself, what I can do. This is when I've been traveling a lot, so I just have this to remember the things that I need to take. And that's pretty much it. This is just, again, more detailed stuff that people don't need to see. Coffee scrubs. So this is, since this is self-care, anything, body scrubs, self-care, you know, things that I can use all natural, I document it so I can try it for myself. And these are just other little things that I needed to do. And this here in the back is just same picture from the download that I have from Noelia, my Moxie Dreams. But this is a pouch, and in here I just keep things that I don't need to use every single day, but every once in a while I might need it. Say, for instance, blank checks from we don't really write checks anymore, but every once in a while I might need that account number or ABA number for something. So I just have one blank check in here for my accounts. And as I mentioned, I need to run this through the laminator again, because see how it looks like it's lifting? So I just need to reseal that. And under here just has I have one credit card. That's my Costco card and my driver's license and my HSA card. And that's the only thing that's in here. I don't, other than my cash that I keep in an envelope. That is it. So that's a full flip through, and I can then just come back to the intent of coming on here today, and it's just for me to set up for the week. And these were gifted by Noelia, my Moxie Dream, and I just customize them and I print them out to make them for me. I know I'm going to be I am very mobile this week, so I wanted to have these so that when I come home, all I'll have to do is transfer anything that I've done on any of the days. If it's not already in my Wonderland 222, which is my main planner, anything extra from here, I can just transfer to that when I get home or at the end of the week, because this is going to be a very busy week. So I want to make sure that I am in focus. I can move these out the way. And this is going to be a really fast and easy setup. So this, and I can use regular pen, it doesn't have to be fancy. And this is for the week of, this is 7/21 to 7/27/25. And let me make sure I'm in frame, and I can make it a little bigger. Okay. And priorities, okay, I can put the tracker. This one. So I could just track these daily, and priorities this week are, well, they're already in my main planner, so I don't need to rewrite them here. This is just for if I'm on the go and I do something that's related to my tracker, I can keep track of it here. So I don't really need to use that section. And I can use a different pen here, so I can just accentuate the numbers. So this is 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Ooh, it's finally running out of ink. Yep, I think it's done now. Did I get 27 properly? That was it. So this pen is done. Am I the only one who uses a pen until the ink is gone? Or do you guys switch around all the time? I do have a supply of pens and things, as we all do, but I only keep what I use in my little jar that I found at an antique sale. One of my weekenders. So once the pen is then empty, then I go to my supply and I get a new one. So this one's being chopped. And so as I go through the week, anything that I need, anything that I do on the days when I'm out, I can just jot them down as needed. For this section here, I don't really have anything planned. So I can just put here, I can use a different pen. I'm not sure how the fountain pens is going to work on this paper, so let me see. Because this is regular 20 pound. I think I may need, I can use green. So this can be reminders. And this can be to do. So if I have to run, when I'm running around this week, if there's something specific I need to make sure that I write down so I don't forget, I can write it here. Sometimes when it's just a quick run out, I like using white sticky notes. That's what I prefer, or the clear ones. But if I don't want to use this, since I'm already having something in my everyday carry, I'm going to utilize this instead of having something extra. So this is exactly what I'm going to do. And then the only other thing I'm going to add, I want to add some color. So in my everyday carry, I'm just going to take a quick look to see what theme I used for this week. So bear with me 1 second while I get that. Okay, so since I did my setup on Sunday, it's filled up a lot, right? So I use lavender color. So okay, so I'll use lavender, and this way I can carry that theme over into my everyday carry. And let me get that Tombow. I believe I used 2. So I'm just going to get those and carry the same theme. And what I'm going to do is, this is 620. I'm going to put it up here to differentiate, because if I use it in here, it will make the ink bleed. And I prefer not to do that. And up here, I can just highlight here, and I'm gonna find a sticker. Sometimes I use washi tape, but I just feel like using a sticker today. So let's see if we find something that I can use. Let's just adjust that a little bit. Okay. And since this is going to be chucked, I'm not keeping these, because I am going to transfer whatever data is on here into my everyday carry, which is the Wonderland. Then I'm not going to use my transparent sticker. This is where I'll use the paper stickers, because if it's going to be thrown away, I don't want to waste the stickers that I love, which are the transparent ones, on something that I'm going to chuck. So I believe I had used a 4. It's on the brighter one, but I can use this, and I can cut it in half. And I can go here. Let me move this over so we can see better. And the other one can go here. Enough. And do I want to put anything in between? Let's see if I can find anything. If not, it's okay, because as I mentioned, these 2 pages, once I'm done transferring the information, are going to be tossed in the garbage. Everything is pretty big. I can see if I can find something for that section there. Maybe if there are like 2 types of flowers, those are too bright. I want to still try and stay in theme. Oh, look. So I can put this somewhere else. I'll just add 1 more, because it doesn't have to be decorated like my everyday carry. That's going to be permanent. This is not. And actually, I can put this down here somewhere in my reminders. Tomorrow I have a very busy day. Actually, I have a lot of Zooms tomorrow, so I can put it here, because I know I'm not going to need, even if I do go out in between appointments, I'm not going to need all of these lines tomorrow. So this is it. And these pages were freebies from Noelia, my Moxie Dream, and I do appreciate that. It's for the entire year, and I did print them all out. So I have them in the option that I prefer. She has, when you visit her page, you will see that she also uses the spending and all of that. I don't need to use, well, I can when I'm on the go. But this is truly for me to use while I'm on the go, so that when I come home or at the end of the week, if I have not already transferred it to my everyday carry, I can use this as my guide to add the information to there, which might include the spending as well. So the only last thing I have to do now is and let me just make this a little smaller. And I can add this back in. And I can move this. So it is in this week. And that is the setup using the inserts from Noelia, my Moxie Dreams, in my everyday carry, which is the Filofax Personal Size Blue Croc. I do have many colors of these because I love the two things that I do love is the size of it, and I like the grip and feel of it, because the little divots, I don't know if that's what it's called, I just like how that gives a nice grip and it's not completely smooth. I have top tabs, and I don't mind that it comes all the way in. And one thing I did not mention is that this is the compact size of the Franklin Covey. In terms of Franklin Covey's size, the compact size, I prefer that size. So even though this is a Filofax Personal and it comes to right on the edge, I'm okay with that, because this size page works for me in my everyday carry. Where I use the tabs is I created the tabs on top. And this way I can still use this functionally. I don't have a tab name on this one. And this is just a sticker I had purchased from my Nubian Queen. She's a London-based person as well, Planner Babe. And I just love it. I used it very specific, the stickers that I purchased. And I purchased these stickers, I would say over 6 years ago. But I, again, put it in just plain thing and run it through the laminator sheet and cut it down to size. So I don't need a header. This is truly just the beginning of my notes, but isn't she gorgeous? And this is truly how I carry it. So my other favorite color is the black. That's the one I gravitate to. And this one I purchased last year because I'm very patient when I'm purchasing these. I never purchased them at full price. And I mean never. I think the only thing that I purchased at full price were the Franklin Coveys. And I ended up selling them because I prefer this footprint for my inserts. So I have the black, and these are all in the Crocs. So I have the black, I have this blue, I have the red, and I have the mist. So the mist is what I'm really looking forward to using next month. I purchased that. It took me a while I was very, very patient until I got the mist. And I did purchase them all through Amazon, believe it or not. I leave things in my cart and I leave it there for months until it gets down to a price that I feel is comfortable for me. So I'm very patient. Most people may not be as patient as I am. And sometimes it gets down to a price and I'm like, no, they can do better, Amazon. And so it may take months, but eventually it'll get to the price that I want to pay. So next month I'm going to be using the mist. And again, all I'm going to be doing is taking the insides out and transferring. I'm not sure if I have anything in the pockets. Okay. When I used to get more cash, I created this. It's just denominations of cash, and I would just put what amount I wanted, and I would give this to the teller. Nothing fancy. And I had Chick-fil-A things. So I need to keep this out. And it's used by August 30th. So I need to keep this out. So let's stick that right here. This can go back in. Do I have anything in here? No. So this is just the cash denomination sheet that I used to use when I used to get a lot more cash. I used to have all of my sinking funds this is before COVID. I used to have all of my sinking funds with me. So household things and my other sinking funds I would keep in the home. So I would get a lot more cash. Now my cash amount is I think I get $200 because my allowances, no, $300 because my allowance is $100 and groceries is $200, and that's it. And it doesn't have to be any kind of specific denomination. So that's what this is here. And so thank you for staying until the end and going through this quick flip through with me. Let me know if this is something that you would like for me to update once a month, because as I mentioned, it's not something that I change weekly or update anything weekly. Really, even with the inserts, I just put everything in the beginning of the month, so I can do that as well. So let me know if this is something that you would like to see. And when I'm moving into the other cover, the mist cover, let me know if that's something you would like for me to film, and you guys can go on that journey with me. So thank you so much for joining. I'm not sure how long this is going to be, probably longer than I wanted it to because I did the complete flip through, but that's okay. Thank you for joining. Please like, please subscribe, please share, and I will see you on Sunday with our regular scheduled planning of the week in my regular main planner, which is a Wonderland 222. But thank you for joining me today. Have a wonderful day, night, wherever you are, and